Guys, Ralph here. True Power, Trumpet Fitness. And still the morning. Okay, I've had a wonderful morning, man. I ran 5 miles, thought I was flying. It felt great. Did some kettlebells, practiced a little bit. This is not the first thing. Gave a couple lessons, which was great. A couple of men. Apologize formally. I screwed up 2 lessons yesterday. My problem of working at home. I had a little issue with quite a big issue with my septic tank. And by the time I got somebody over here, and they came right in the middle of what I'm usually teaching, and yeah, I screwed up 2 lessons. I just couldn't do it. So anyway, I apologize to them personally, but sometimes working from home has its drawbacks. Anyway, adapting true power to performance. Something to be said for that. Let me show you. I'll explain in a minute, but you'll get the idea. All right, now, guys, what we're doing here, for the most part, I'm going to say 95% of you, is new. Some of you guys have studied with me before the website, the channel came out. Some of you studied with Jerry for years ago. Some of you have been on some form of a Calip mouthpiece for a while. But generally speaking, this YouTube thing hasn't been up 1.5 years, okay? The 1SS and the 1SB are about 6 months old, give or take, I don't know, okay? So everything is new for you. Now, I can't begin. Now, I just ended a lesson with my man Carol. He's doing great down in Florida. Oops, sorry about his name. Sorry, Carol. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Anyway, he's doing great. But he, like so many of my students, when they get to their job, when they get to their band, when they get to the jazz band, the concert band, whatever the case may be, all of a sudden they're scuffling again. Very, very common. Don't beat yourself up over it, guys. Don't beat yourself up over it one bit. Now, especially if you played the music before you change to true power. Now, you guys know that my way of teaching is to get you into very, very simple, easy exercises. Scales, Clark number 2, Clark number 3. Very often, on a half-an-hour lesson, that's all we get to. And you guys don't even need the music for it half the time. Why? Why do I do this? Because I don't want you thinking about music. I want you thinking about the physical part. So if you're not, oh, wait a minute, what key are we in? F sharp. Ooh, is the A sharp? Yeah. I don't want you thinking about that. Very, very simple stuff. Arbin, Clark, right? So you're thinking about the chops. The minute you go to your band, your job, whatever, you have other things to think about than the chops. And if this isn't ingrained, completely 100% ingrained, it's very, very simple. Under stress, you don't even know you're doing it half the time. You revert to your old ways. Now, especially if you have played that music before the other way. You're going to go back to your own ways when it gets under pressure. Not even in pressure. It doesn't even have to be pressure. It's not like it's a stressful situation, many of them. But what happens is, all of a sudden, instead of just thinking about your lips and tongue, what are you thinking about? Well, the guy next to me is kind of overblown, and do I have to match him? He's a little out of tune, so I'm going to try to play that note a little sharp because we're holding on to it. And the conductor wants to take that. You're thinking of so many different things other than the chops. And unless it is muscle memory max, you're going to get off. Now, I have to say, even for myself, I, for the most part, have that Arbin book memorized. I mean, yes, sometimes I look at it, but it's not even looking at it. It's just so ingrained that all I'm thinking about is my chops. If I were to go out on a job right now, and I don't do hardly any anymore, I do some church things. And even the church things, usually it's stuff that an organist I've worked before, and we have a repertoire that we go to, for weddings and stuff like that. But if I were to go and sight read stuff right now, again, I wouldn't have trouble with the musical part of sight reading, but all of a sudden I would not be thinking about the chops, and I might be scuffling a little bit, even at this point. Okay? So what I suggest you do is just what I did. Get a hold of your band music. Get a hold of your jazz band music. And even though you know it, even though you played In the Mood 1,000 times in your life, go get it and play it super slow and adapt the true power to In the Mood. Ba 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 da da do 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 do. Okay? You stop. You reset. Remember, building up the muscles is when you stop playing. Reset, just like I did. If the top B flat wasn't quite as centered as you like, do it again. Ba da 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 ba ba ba. Do it again. Do it slower. And adapt this to it. Remember, guys, what we're after here is muscle memory. And if your muscles don't know how to crash, they haven't been trained to crash. But if you day after day, and that is so important. Now, I like you guys to have fun with it. And if the high notes are screaming, go get them. Have a blast. I mean, that's the whole point at the end of the day. Okay? But if the G's coming out today, for the sake of argument, G above high C, and it's not quite right, remember, you just trained yourself to play it not quite right. So the next time you play it, your muscles are going to memorize playing it not quite right. See what I'm saying? So it is very, very important that when you are practicing, that you take plenty of time to rest. Remember, the actual action of playing is breaking down muscle. You don't build up muscle until you stop. Okay? So if you play a certain two measures correctly, you stop, you build up muscle, you have memory, your muscle memory, and your chops are stronger than when you played it the other time. And it just builds on that. It's got to be positive. So get that music. And I know it's tedious. I know you played 1 o'clock jump. Oh, geez, Ralph, come on. Do I have Pennsylvania 6-5,000, whatever. Poet and Peasant Overture. I love that. Mahler Fifth. Pictures at an Exhibition. Dizzy Gillespie. So it doesn't matter. Just get it and adapt this, your true power, to the music you're playing. Now, here's the deal. I've told you many times. It takes almost no practice, none, to develop chops. Guys, it's more of a knack than an actual physical thing. If I can get that tongue in the right position, you can play double C. Boom. I don't care where you start. Jerry talks endlessly about this kid he had, I'm going to say about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. Never played before. Never played a note. Okay? Couldn't finger a C scale. Okay? Yet he got the 1SB mouthpiece. He got up to a high C with no, just bomb, bop, bop, played a high C. Jerry goes higher. E, G, double C. Couldn't play. Had never played before. And Jerry says, Wynton Marsalis told the kid, Wynton Marsalis on his wildest dream couldn't play a double C. Oh, no. Now, Wynton Marsalis is a better musician than kid, but the chops, it's a knack. As long as it's right there, you got it. Now, here is where the work comes in. Trying to adapt that chop to the music so you can go play the Brandenburg 8 shows a week and never miss a note. That is where the dedication comes in. That's where the hours of practice come in. But guys, it has to be right. If over and over and over you are teaching yourself to play it wrong, you're going to play it wrong. It's muscle memory. Okay? And when I look back, again, I told you, Doc Severinsen used to be my idol. And I used to say, you know what? If he can practice 5 hours a day, I'll practice 6. And that is how maniacally I went about playing this trumpet. And I think of all the time I wasted. All the frustration, all the blood, sweat, and tears, pun intended, wasted playing wrong. Now, at the end of the day, the journey is such that I have to go through all this A, B, C, D, E, F, G to get playing wrong to come out the end of X, Y, Z? Yes. I had to go through the trial and error myself until I got it right. So I don't begrudge all that time that I spent practicing. But over and over and over wrong, guys, you can't do it. So get that music home. I don't care if it's a Brandenburg. I don't care if it's a Mahler fifth. I don't care if it's 1 o'clock jump. Some skunk funk from the Brecker Brothers. I don't care what you're playing. But adapt the chops and learn it right. The next time you go out there, you can be playing perfectly. And the conductor could be yelling whatever he's doing. No sweat. Muscle memory. It's memorized how to do it right. Make sense? Give me comments down below. Any questions? Let me know. If you prefer the email, do it. $25 for Double C Manifesto plus a free lesson. They're still here, guys. I can get them to you. They're ebooks. I can get them to you like that. Guys, have a great day. Love you all. Live your life with true power.